How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I have another quick little video for you all. One of you sent me a message on my Facebook page referring me to check out a trailer for a new video game that has recently come out called Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. And as I've told you guys before, I'm not the video game guy. I don't really play video games anymore, so I'm not usually the guy to go to on this, but this is just a trailer for the game, and so this is as good as anything to break down. And after I watched it, I've only seen this one time, and I watched through it, and I knew pretty instantly that I have to do a video on this because the symbolism in this is pretty pretty intense. So, and of course we know that video games is an excellent way for the elite to indoctrinate people because it's such a immersive experience that the player takes on and really leaves them susceptible to influence and persuasion. So and also it makes things a little bit easier to, like I was talking in the last video about fractioning one's personality or partitioning one's soul. They can actually do that through television shows and things like video games and stuff, to a lesser degree most of the time. But still, they do use these things to accomplish those means, and a lot of that has to do with the beta mindset that you're in when you are both watching and playing TV shows and video games. And when you have yourself in a role-playing type of an activity like that, where you actually become, in the virtual world, you become someone else, well, you can start to see how your own identity can begin to be, contorted. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the actual trailer. I'm going to just basically go through this. I'm not going to do a whole lot of editing on this video. I was originally thinking about doing it live, but I figured I might as well go ahead and edit it a little bit because I'm not usually the best at talking live. So let's just go through this and we'll kind of talk about a few things. I'll just pause it throughout and yeah. Just real quick, PlayStation. Okay, so PlayStation, this is a PlayStation game, right? Just while I'm thinking about it. This is just a side note. On the PlayStation controller, they have these 4 icons: triangle, circle, X, square. Saturn galore. All right? All those symbols have their own associations to Saturn. We have the triangle, that's a given. Most of you guys are aware of those. But circle for time dilation and both the feminine aspect of the occult, beliefs and things. The X, again, the seal of Saturn. And the cube, right? The prism type thing, as well as masculine symbology. And circle and square makes the square and compass from Masonry. The triangle is basically, if you merge the X and the square together, it's like a top-down representation of a triangle, stuff like that. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so one of the first scenes in the trailer, we have a man floating in the middle of some water, right? This is a visual representation of the abyss, right? We've seen this in a lot of different things. Okay, so we have a character here who has one eye symbolism. Again, back to the abyss. And it also has womb symbology, right? Probably more so than the abyss, but womb symbology. Okay, so we are in the, we have pit or, hell symbology here. Disaster, apocalyptic symbology. As well as, black figure looking over the smoke and in the rubble and things. Kind of the Valley of Death thing that we talked about in the Hunger Games Mockingjay video I did. Okay, so in the background here we have the fractal matrix. And this will be a little bit of a stretch, but I'll go ahead and throw it in here. We have gateway symbology with the several pillars, and then especially with the light shining through the middle.
We are human beings.
Cyborg symbology, one-eye symbolism. If you guys saw that terrible new movie, Fast and Furious 7, they kept talking about the God Eye, and if you ever saw, what was that one with Shia LaBeouf where Eagle Eye, yeah, stuff like that. It's real reminiscent of that. And the scanner, and what's on the scanner? Again, just like I was talking about in the Mockingjay video. This is, the DNA genome sequence built into a scanner. Interesting.
Each and every one of us.
Just gonna scroll that back a little bit. I thought there might be something in that logo, but I don't think there is. Oh, what's this? What's that say? Blake Darrell or something? Alright, that's nothing. Well, obviously we have the police state. I mean, that's pretty much given. Oh, and looks like we have a cyborg arm built into this guy.
This must not go on. This injustice must end.
Seems to be like there's a lot of combination between robotic parts and humans. And if we take that back into association with that scanner that had the DNA genome sequence kind of visual representation in it, I think we can kind of already see where this is going.
Must end.
Oh, there's your one-eye symbolism. And again, we have cyborg symbology, right?
An increase in the number of
I'm going to turn this down a little bit.
terrorist attacks. Highlight.
Terrorist attacks. She's talking about terrorist attacks. Let's back up here a little bit. This woman is talking about terrorist attacks. We have a map of the oceanic territories. Australia looks like. And, well, this is kind of a distorted map, but looks like Japan and Asia and things. But interesting. Maybe some foretelling in that. Oh, and she's wearing purple. Okay, so we have the Antichrist symbology there. The Baphomet symbolism.
Highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world.
He said, I once thought I could save the world. Interesting.
Now look at it.
Help me. He said, I once thought I could save the world, and it immediately jumps to this scene where this character is being hit over the back with electrical charged rods, like a shock. What do you call them? A taser type of thing.
No.
Right. So we have lightning being brought into the your frame of thought right after he says, "I once thought I could save the world." Right. So this is looking very Luciferian, guys. Right? Because Luciferians believe that, basically Lucifer is the light bringer, trying to help out humanity, blah, 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 blah.
Save the world. Now look at it.
Help me! Again, we have Cyborg. Help me! And police brutality, I forgot to mention. Oh. He said, help me, and he's wearing a yellow hood. Okay. Interesting. Reaching out for a godhead figure. Right, because you guys know that yellow represents God in the occult. I just wanted to clarify that. Oh, we have invisibility. Looks like he's turning invisible. The invisibility thing is kind of a tricky one because There is definitely occult associations with it. I'll have to look further into that, but you know, it could have something to do with dimensionality, things like that. I don't want to talk too much on it because I need to do more research on the invisible stuff. That is something that you see, like we saw it in the Harry Potter films. There was a movie called Hollow Man, you know, stuff like this. This typically comes up, and I do think that it has occult associations to it, but I'll have to look more into it. Okay, so we have some portal shockwave there, or symbolism there. Interesting. It's interesting too because this is depicting him as a cyborg and as if he is a weapon, right? As if he is a weapon against the, you know, enemy in this game. So could that be saying that merging our DNA with technology will turn us in a sense into a weapon against a formidable foe, or a formidable foe? There we go. Formidable foe to the occult, like, you know, God. I don't know. Just something to think about.
Sometimes you just have to let go.
Sometimes you just have to let go.
And embrace what you've become.
And embrace what you've become. It's interesting that he said that, and then in the background we have the background kind of giving the illusion that he has wings, right? So this character seems to be a clear representation of Lucifer. That he really, really does. And it's all brought together when you see wings depicted on him here in this last scene, right?
They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives.
So do I need to say more about that part? They've worked from the shadows, okay. We have clear representation of, you know, exactly what's going on, right? New World Order type stuff, Illuminati type stuff.
Controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
So, yeah, again.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded.
Again, we have the one-eye symbolism here.
Out of fear and ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos.
Let's listen to what he said in the background there.
Ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply.
Again, apocalyptic. Alright. Okay.
So much pain. So many lies.
Okay, so now we're getting some reaching symbology here. Notice the hand reaching from the flames, right? Out of the shadow of death. Right? Man and machine merging. An omnipotent, I can't talk today, guys. Figurehead of technology, right? Notice too the color representation there. We have yellow and red. So, what does that tell you? Again, we have reaching from the flames, from the pit, from the darkness to the technology, to the, you know, I'm guessing this is from that main figure in the game who represents Lucifer. So we have this whole symbology of he's, you know, reaching out, trying to help, right? That's what they're teaching your children here.
Their darkness must end.
More representation, right? Lucifer fell like lightning, falls from heaven, right? So it looks like, okay, so yeah, falls from like lightning, right? There you go. There's your falls like lightning.
This should be your fight as well, brother.
Okay, so right here, this one was pretty subtle.
This should be your fight as well, brother.
So we know that we have this character representing Lucifer. This character seems to be representing Jesus. And the occult, you know, have the perception that Lucifer and Jesus, well, some of them think they're the same person, which is absolutely insane. Some people think that they're brothers. But that's kind of what it's alluding to here. This character right here is supposed to be a representation of Jesus. And you can tell that just from the dichotomy that's going on here, right? Obviously, okay, obviously this is not a real representation of Jesus. I'm just telling you that that's the subliminal underlying esoteric associations associated with it.
This should be your fight as well, brother.
Okay, so he pulls out this right here. There you go. Right? Awfully reminiscent of the nail through the hand like Christ endured.
The promise of a golden age is over.
Promise of a golden age. Okay, so we have fifth age symbolism there. Golden age symbolism, new age symbolism, fifth age symbolism, followed with portal symbolism. Alright? Again, he's turning into the fractal matrix type symbology. We have kind of that metal, eerie goo that we see in a lot of like music videos and things nowadays, and it kind of represents the corruption, turning from a creation of God into, you know, basically a creation of the devil. So there it is, guys. I just wanted to break that down. Like I said, I didn't really plan on doing a whole lot of editing on this. I just wanted to kind of go through that and point it out to you guys, do somewhat of a live breakdown of it. And yeah, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks, and God bless.